Hello, I'm Richard Vobes. I'm out on another walk and with me is Harriet, my partner. Hello Harriet.
Hi Richard, hello everybody.
Where are we, Harriet?
We're in Brighton.
We are in Brighton. We're going to take a little stroll. Let's have a little stroll along the prom, really, down by the beach, just to give our lovely viewers a token glimpse of what Brighton has to offer on a bank holiday, an August bank holiday. We're starting our little walk by these, what is it, Brighton's Fishing Museum. So we've got all these old fishing boats behind us because originally, like so many of the seaside resorts, it started as a fishing community. It's not so much a fishing community now, is it, Harriet?
No, more a tourist spot, I think.
It certainly is. And so we'll take our little stroll along and show you some of the wonderful sights. So the thing about Brighton is there's many facets to it, and of course the tourist attraction is naturally the beach, and on a nice hot day there's plenty to do. There's all the bars, of course. There is the beach, which is over there, and the seaside pier, the Palace Pier, which we're going to go up to but not actually on. We've got little Lola, Harriet Daxon, with us down on the floor. You can't see her at the moment, but I'm sure we'll get her in. Plenty of things along the prom. We're actually just slightly below the prom. The prom is on my left. As you can see over there, people are walking above, and you've got something called the arches, a whole series of arches into which has been placed bars and even nightclubs. And opposite them on a day like this, you've got trains galloping round. You've got the horses, not quite galloping round at the moment, and all sorts of kiss me quick type of hats, ice cream, candy floss, and buskers, artworks, everything you could imagine. I'm just going to go up here so we see a bit more of the sights. Harriet, you come from Shropshire, which is landlocked, so you don't have the luxury of the delightful seaside in your county. No,
the nearest we've got is mid-Welsh coast, and it's very different from this. It's big sandy beaches rather than pebbles, but it's nothing like a commercial, and there are no piers. Yeah, it's very different. It's just great here. It's sort of, as you said, it's August bank holiday weekend. The sun is shining, and everybody's just out enjoying it. It's a real British scene, I would say.
It certainly is. So we're going to go up the ramp here. We'll go up the ramp here and see what's occurring on the prom. As you can see, everybody's dressed for summer, and as it's a Saturday, so as the day wears on, I should think people will let their hair down even more.
Yes.
Indulge in a little bit of alcohol on the bars and just have lots and lots of fun. So as we come up, behind me is the West Pier, which is now gone, but in front of me is the main Brighton Pier, the Brighton Palace Pier as it's known, and I think it featured in the film of Graham Greene's novel Brighton Rock, whereas the West Pier was in Oh What a Lovely War, directed by Richard Attenborough in the old days. The architecture is absolutely splendid in Brighton. They've hung on to a lot of it, which is nice, and of course, being a very popular town, they spruce it all up. So there are very few bits down here which are shabby. Just try and get past some of the people. I remember coming along, coming down to Brighton to perform, and you get all sorts of buskers plying their trade, I suppose you should say, doing characteristics or drawing or selling their wares or performing. And I used to come here and dress up in a white face with white gloves and a stripy t-shirt doing mime. And I think coming up to us now are a couple of pretend bronze statues, which are very good, very lifelike. It must take them a while to get into those outfits. Would you like to dress up in
I thought, because because we saw them earlier. I thought they were real statues.
Oh, did you?
I had no idea. One of them was a person. Were they both people?
No, I think one was actually a statue or a mannequin, and one is a real.
I thought they were both statues.
It works very well. I just paused down here. You can see the gymnastics going on, and you've got the expanse of the pier. There's many of these little jetties that you can go down and pop out and have a look. We'll do that rather than go on the pier. We're not allowed on the pier because they don't allow dogs. And little Lola, let's see if we can see. Hello, little Lola. Where are you? Can't see little Lola. She is here, isn't she? Here she is. Yeah. Little Lola's not allowed on the pier, are you? Sorry. So you've got Darth Vader behind. But let's nip down on one of these jetties away from the mad hullabaloo, as they say. So Brighton's very much a place, if you don't mind the crowds and the people, then it is absolutely for you. So this is called the Albion Groin. And I guess these groins, not only are they ideal for fishing from, but originally are there to sort of stop the sea from encroaching, I'm guessing, like all groins. Here you can get a good view of the Palace Pier and beyond. And actually beyond the pier, on the other side of the pier, is a place with a lot of Victorian ironwork, which leads down on another ramp downwards, so that you get a lot of the old London to Brighton rallies coming down, the vintage cars and the minis that do it, and the bicycles, the cycles that come down there. We're coming down to the end where we get the fishermen, and we'll get a perfect view of the sea and the end of the pier. So Harriet, is this your perfect sort of holiday resort?
Well, it's not my perfect holiday resort. That would probably be the Mediterranean, but it's really nice. It's so nice to come here on a lovely day. It's brilliant. You just take it all in and be a tourist.
I think Brighton is one of those places which is... Oh, okay. I think for me, Brighton's one of those places that's absolutely ideal for a day trip. Whether I'd want to stay here for a whole week, but there is lots and lots to see, and I think because I live in Worthing, which is only 12 miles away, of course I'm slightly jaded because I've seen all these things. But as a holiday resort, there's loads. So I really need to come back and make some more videos about Brighton. Not only the holiday aspect, but some of the alternative aspects, and some of its history is particularly interesting. Some of its murderous and dark history is particularly curious and certainly fascinating to a storyteller like myself. So Harriet, I reckon that we should go and find ourselves an ice cream now.
Definitely, yes.
Yes. Come on then, let's get off here and do just that. Thank you very much for coming along with me.
Pleasure, I've loved it.
And if you've enjoyed my video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, then you really should subscribe. That way you'll get to see all the episodes. Press the bell notification and you'll be notified every time I upload. So until the next time, from little Lola, Harriet and I, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now then, where's the nearest ice cream stall? And I want a silly Kiss Me Quick hat.